This adventure begins in April of 26 when I joined the Carnival Splendor in Sydney Harbor to take over as music manager. Talk about splendor, check this out. My first big adventure takes me through the botanical gardens. Check out this shot I get before venturing in. Here's a great shot of a cockatoo in the park. Here's a couple of magpies I came across. From here I took the walk along the coast over to the naval yard. Really beautiful. There's an old tall ship next to all these modern Navy vessels. From here I decided to take a walk through the park towards downtown. Being an architectural nerd, Sydney is a feast for the eyes. It perfectly blends the old with the modern buildings all over town. I decided to head over to Darling Harbor through Chinatown. Once I got to Darling Harbor, I decided to go check out the seafood market. Being a seafood lover, it did not disappoint. I discovered my new favorite fish, coral trout, and it was delicious. I decided to take the scenic route around the harbor's edge back to the ship. This bar dates back to the beginning of settlement here in Sydney. Check out that old phone booth. Then we were off for another cruise, and the sail away out of Sydney Harbor is one of the most beautiful sailaways I've ever experienced. Every time, it's just stunning and overwhelming how beautiful it is. I love the little lighthouse on the point there. Later in the video, I'll have a close-up shot of that for you. Here I am doing my thing on the ship later. Well, I was born in the sign of water, and it's there that I feel my bell. The albatross in the well, they are my brothers. It's kind of a special feeling when you're out on the sea alone, staring at the full moon like a lover. We had some visitors when we got to Mystery Island and the French Caledonians. When we got back from that cruise, I decided to take a fast ferry over to Watson Bay to see a closer look of the heads on that side. Watson Bay is a very quaint little town with some shops and restaurants. It's really lovely. As you can see, it was kind of overcast and kind of rainy that day, but it was still a beautiful day. This cannon dates back to the early settlement of Sydney. Here's the close-up I promised. Here's a remnant from World War II battle structures. And wow, what a close-up look at the heads. I decided to feast on some Tasmanian salmon before heading back. Delicious. The next time I was in Sydney, I decided to do my favorite thing of all, which is the walk from Bondi Beach all the way to Bondi. The walk takes about an hour and a half, but it's worth it. I highly recommend this if you come to Sydney. Here's the last little stretch heading into Bondi. I love this public swimming pool. It's part of the ocean. And here's the famous Bondi Beach. I met this nice couple on a cruise, Greg and Kathy, and they asked me to come stay with them when I signed off the ship. They were lovely hosts. They couldn't have been nicer. Here's their dog Teddy wearing an Uncle Rob bandana to greet me when I get there. My first full day, they took me to an animal park that specializes in animals from Australia, and what a great day it was. I had no idea there was a tree kangaroo. I had the wallabies eating out of my hands. The next day, they took me up to the Blue Mountains. Wow, how beautiful. I even got to ride a horse. Kathy and I actually got in a round of golf. I played pretty good. Teddy and I entertained everyone the last night. It was a lot of fun. Then sadly, it was time to say goodbye, and I will never forget my time in Sydney.